ETC, we start with 1 hour chart. Just I want to give a quick update. If you refer to our analysis, when the price was within this move, we mentioned we're looking for buy. I mentioned for me, if I want to look for buy, I put my entry above the top in case the price sharply move. If not, at least I'm not in the trade. As we can see after that, the price drop and start to correct, and still, I mean, we shouldn't be in the trade. And no one see what's the next. Okay, there is no more changes. The only thing is we get this correction. As I mentioned in my last analysis, if the prices start to correct similar to what I draw here, mostly we can expect the price to give us one more drop. All right. And if we refer to the indicators, we don't see anything yet. And mostly here we had the divergence, but the price couldn't reverse. That's why if we move to 4 hour chart, all right, we mentioned in case, because most of the charts, we mostly the Bitcoin, we have this flat. The only things for the ETCs, this one turned to a correction. Okay. What I want to say is that we mentioned may this one give us one more drop. That's why we can expect this one turn to deeper correction. Okay. Now, if I move to 1 hour chart, what I want to highlight here is whether this is the correction for one more drop, because at that time, mostly for both of the indicators, we see the divergence, or this is the start of the up move. Okay. Now, we cannot buy within this. Having entry above this can be an option in case the price sharply continue from here. Okay, but we should know how about if this one turn to as a this one give us one move up, break this top, turn to a flat, for drop. Then, if we want to have entry above the top, what we want the price tag break and continue the price tag within the first or second hour. So we see there is no moving, is not moving, we take out the trade. It still will follow same as what we mentioned in my last analysis. If we get any trade, we want to see the breakout of 76. And even if we put our line here, the reason is we can expect the price consolidate within this move and tag this one and drop. Okay, then if we want to look for buy, having entry above the top, and what we want the price sharply break and continue. If the price tag we see is not moving, then we have to manage it, either move our stop loss to break even or take out the trade. Okay, but the best thing is if we look for buy. In my last analysis we mentioned if this one give us one more drop, then we can confirm with the divergence for both of the indicators. Then from there we look for buy. That's why buying within this correction by having entry above this is really risky. Then it can be an optional. The other option is, I mean, if the traders can take the risk, they do. If not, just stick with the trade. I mean, they don't follow by this. Then the another option is if the price start to reverse from here, we wait for the sharp move flag, then we take the trade. Okay. Now again, I just summarize it. The best things what we want to get one more drop. Then from there we look for buy. This is the best option to look for. But if the price reverse from here, either we should look for the sharp move like we take the trade or we put our entry above this. Okay. Now, how we can look at the daily chart? You want to see what we have based on daily chart. If we move to daily chart, still we're looking at this correction. If we get any trade setup, who wants to look for buy, the only thing is how deep it can be. That's why if we move to 4 hour chart, we're looking at this correction, but the only thing is again we mentioned may this one tend to flat and this one is the start of the down move or DP correction. That's why we need to be really careful about this. Okay, but the 4 hour chart didn't confirm this is the flat. The only thing is, as I mentioned, most of the charts they have a similar movement. That's why may there is a possibility for the price to reverse from here without giving us one more drop. But technically, we can expect this one give us one more drop. Then we mentioned how we can look for buy. But the best thing is we wait for the breakout of this low. Then from there, we look for the reversal. That means the price tag the top, it drop. Then we see the divergence here. How about the forward charts? Can we look for the divergence? I don't think so. Mostly we won't get anything. The only thing is if we trade based on 1 hour chart. Anyway, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Again, the best option, the best, if you wants to look for trade, let this one give us a drop. Because right now, this one is a correction in relative to this. Okay, because at that time when the price was within this, we mentioned if this one turned to a flag, we can have entry above this. But as we see, we are not in the price didn't take. and turn to a corrective move. Let it drop, then any reversal from there we can look for buy. And we cannot look for sell, and the only time we can look for sell if the price move with the breakout of the stop, then they start to correct, then any sharp move like from there we take the trade. Anyway, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.